Hey y'all, it's Vintage Vinny. Welcome to another video of mine. Today we're going to be looking at everything that's sold for the month of February 2022. I will not be doing my regular sale at 6 p.m. this week. I thought I'd let you all know that. Instead, I will be doing a sale with Trisha from Sandy & Auto, who has her sales at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So I won't have so much to do on Sunday in regards to packing and invoicing. Also, you all are aware that I did have my wisdom teeth out and I'm still a little bit sore, but I have meds to help ease the pain. And it's been about a week. So when you see this video on a Wednesday, I will be doing a follow-up with my oral surgeon just to make sure everything is healing properly. I hope it is, and I hope there's no other complications. But anywho, let's go ahead and jump right into this sales video. So I had this vase for a while. I listed it on September 5th of 2021. It's a Lenox vase. It's the Bellina pattern platinum trim. It's got a very nice elegant look to it. Probably would have been for like a wedding or something like that. I paid 99 cents for that and I was able to sell it for a full asking price of $19.99. So this is an item that I've had since, well, I listed it May 1st of 2021. It's Elizabeth Taylor's Passion for Men. I had no idea that she had even released a fragrance, or like a fragrance set for men by Passion, because I always thought it was just a woman's set or scent. So that was a really good find there. I think I wound up spending maybe like $12 or $13 for it. And I was able to sell it for a best offer of $50. So that's not too bad, right? So this is an item that I found. It says I listed it August 13th of 2020. So I've had this since like the beginning of the pandemic, like the early days of the pandemic. I believe I got this for like $5 at a thrift store. And I was able to sell it for $34.99. So it was something that sat for quite a while, but to the right buyer, somebody will pick something up if they really want it. And this is from the 90s, so this is an earlier game. And unfortunately, I couldn't sell it on Amazon. So I've had this piece listed since the beginning of the year. It's a 1980 strawberry shortcake candy dish. Basket dish. I believe I got this out of a mystery box that I purchased from somebody. And there are some things that I get in mystery boxes that I'm like, it's nice, but it's just not something that I like personally. So I will, do some research, see if it's something that I might be able to make a little bit of money on, and I was correct. So I was able to sell this. I think I sent an offer out on this for about $26, and they accepted. It was an easy shipper. I think I put it in a 6x6x6 box, and out the door it went. Mugs are something that I typically don't pick up because they just don't move unless it's something really unique and I can get them for next to nothing. So this is a latte mug by Fiesta, and it's the mulberry purple. And the reason I picked it up is because I've never seen one of these before. I've seen and sold the latte mugs and such before, but I'd never seen this purple one. Got this for $1.99, I think, at a Goodwill, and I sold it immediately. I think maybe within like a week after I had listed it, and I took a best offer of $18 for it. Not too shabby. So this was everything I'm going to be sharing with you, I'm going to say this was a really good pickup. So this is Karl Lagerfeld Cologne. Photo is the name of it. I got this from one of the peddler malls that we have in town, that one of them unfortunately did go out of business, or they closed up shop and they're no longer open to the public. And I went, I think, 2 different times before they decided to close or before they went out. and I got this for $3.50. It was completely full, or I'd say maybe it was about like 80 to 90% full. And again, I paid $3.50. I did go ahead and take a best offer of $50 for it because I invested very little into it, and that's still a really good profit margin. So she's somebody that I know I've had for quite a long time. I know it says that the date for the starting of the listing was February 11th of this year. But I bought this, I believe, when I met with Cindy from Mimi's Treasure Cottage. She came here, I think it was in 2020, because we both met Tarnished Treasures that same weekend. And so I think I paid $8 for her at one of my peddler malls. And as you can see, she has the original box. I thought the box was really, really fun and definitely mid-century. Someone did sell one for over $100 at the time, and I know that sometimes markets fluctuate and some things decrease in value and some things increase in value. So I kind of have to go by what the market, shows. And if I have something up for too much, I will drop the price eventually, and that's what I did. I had it up for like $130 at one point. Took some better photos and such, and then I think I marked it down, like consistently went to like 100, and then I dropped it down to 80 and such. So then I dropped it down to $49.99. Someone asked if I would do 40, and because I had it for so long and I only invested $8 into her, I went ahead and took that. So this again is something that I've had for quite a while. It says that I listed it on the 8th of June of last year. And it's a Fenton Art Glass Panel Daisy Satin Toothpick Holder. I got this at an antique store. I believe I paid about $5.50 for it, which was not a bad price. And since I'd had it for so long, I went ahead and just took the buyer's offer of $10. So I not even made double my money on it, but that's all right because it's still profit. Speaking of something that I've had for a really long time, this lamp I could not believe finally sold. It's a tollware piece, great for the springtime, probably from the 70s, just judging by the colors of it. And I believe I bought this right before everything started shutting down from COVID. And I paid only $5 for it, and I was able to sell it for full asking price of $49.99. So if you buy certain pieces of Tupperware, like these utensils, you can get some pretty good money for them. I bought these from a town-wide event that we had here. A bunch of people were having yard sales. The main part of our small town that we were literally like within 5 minutes of, not even that, had like a town event, and a bunch of people were setting up, selling their crafts. There was one person who has a booth at one of the vendor malls here, and she had a bunch of stuff, like everything was like $1 each, like all these little trinkets and tidbits and whatnot were $1 each. So long story short, I gathered up a bunch of stuff, and then she slashed the price, so I think I gave her like $13 for a bunch of things, and these were included in that. So I paid probably less than 50 cents for each of these pieces, and I was able to sell all 4 of them for $16 with buyer paying shipping. Again, another item that I was able to pick up at one of the vendor malls that unfortunately did close up shop was this Donald Duck hand-blown glass ornament by Energizer. It's from the year 2000, so it's got a little bit of age. I believe I paid $2.50 for that, and it didn't even sit on eBay for a month. And I was able to sell it for full asking price of $14.99. Or did I take $12 for this? I may have taken an offer. But anywho, still a really good return on investment. This was a stellar find. I was at an antique mall. There was a booth whose prices were on, like, they were fantastic, and then they had a 20% off sale. and I spotted this piece of glass. This is a Fenton Ivory Crest Rose Bowl, and of course, as you can see, it glows beautifully. And I paid about $9.60. It did sit for quite a few months, but that's totally okay because I was able to get my full asking price of $39.99 for it. So this was a rather unusual fragrance. I'd never heard of Zanzi by Marilyn Miglin. I've heard of so many different perfume companies and, cosmetic companies, but this was a different one, something I'd never even seen before. Now, I remember I picked this up at an antique mall, and I believe I paid $13 for it, so I was able to finally sell it after a little over a year, give it a year and a half maybe, for $30. So I made 17 bucks on it. Not too bad. So one thing that I do recommend you all look for when you're in the clear glass section is look for glass lids, whether it be Pyrex or yes, even Guardian ware. So this I paid only $1.99 for. And I'm telling you, people who have like maybe their grandmother's Guardianware dish or their grandmother's Pyrex dish, and either the lid went missing years ago or they broke it at some point, they want to replace it to have the full piece, the full set of something. So again, I paid $1.99 for this at a Goodwill, and I was able to flip it for $29.99 with buyer paying shipping. Like I said, I don't normally pick up thermoses and coffee mugs because they just don't seem to sell because they're a pain in the butt to ship. But I will say Amy B talked me into buying this one because it's an older Dunkin' Donuts thermos. It had some issues, as you can see, like scratches and such. I believe this is probably from the 70s or the 80s, just judging by the brown and like it's definitely got like a 70s, 80s vibe to me. I got that for $1, and I was able to flip it for $11.99 with buyer paying shipping. Another awesome fragrance set that I was able to sell came from an antique booth, and clearly one could tell that it had been sitting there for a while because when I found it, it was all dusty and whatnot. I did do a little bit of research when seeing if I could find this exact set, and unfortunately I couldn't. But I went ahead and took a shot in the dark. I think it was only like $7 and change, and I was able to sell it for $39.99. Oops. Another thing that I don't really typically look for are dishes and try to sell our dishes, but sometimes there's always an exception to the rule, and that's the case with this Williams-Sonoma bunny platter. I got this at an antique mall in Frederick. It's called Cannon Hill if you've ever been out that way. Most of the people there, I will say, have some pretty good stuff. It can be a little junky, but you can still find some stuff if you look hard enough. And this was one of them. I don't know what exactly made me want to look this up. I think it was because it said Williams Sonoma on it, and I know that stuff can be really expensive brand new. So I believe I paid 10 bucks for it, and I knew that when I saw the comps I had to buy it for the $10 and get it listed as soon as possible. And I was able to sell it for a best offer of $70. Can you believe that? $70 for a Easter bunny platter from Williams Sonoma. Who'd have thought? Isn't that crazy? So I didn't even have that listed a month when that sold. Now this is a piece of Fenton glass I have never seen before. It's a silver or baby dot Rosaline baby dot crown silver effusion lamp. I got this for $10 at an antique store. And again, it was something I'd never seen before, but I know Fenton glass is good quality and that people do collect it. So I went ahead and picked it up. And it sold once before, and then I guess something happened, I don't remember what. And then I relisted it, somebody made me an offer, I think it was $15 less than what the original potential buyer made me. But because I only invested 10 bucks, I went ahead and just sold it for the $80. So that was a really good return on investment. And the last item I'd like to share with you all is something that I picked up when I was out with Tammy, Dave, Dee, and Scott when we all met up and shopped in Philadelphia. And it's this 1930s Owens, Illinois flower shaker. And I believe I took a best offer of $11.50 for it. If you have a bunch of these, you can do pretty well with them, but sometimes the individual shakers don't sell for all that much. I don't think I invested a lot of money into it, so I was happy to take the $11.50. So that is everything that I was able to sell for the month of February 2022. Let me know down below in the comment section, what were your favorite sales? What were some sales that were great for you for the month of February? I would love to know. So that's all I have for you today. Be sure and give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure and click the bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to get notified when new videos are uploaded. Be sure and check me out on Instagram, the link to it is down below as well, where you will see pictures of items to come in future haul videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys!